Myself, Dr. Chandrajit Singh. Today again, we discuss further section 12 of the Hindu Marriage Act 1955. इस अधिनियम की धारा 12 से पूर्व हमने अधिनियम की धारा 11 पर विशेष रूप से फोकस किया और इस जानने का प्रयास किया कि शून्य विवाह से क्या तात्पर्य होता है, वो कौन से ग्राउंड्स है जो विवाह को शून्य बनाता है। शून्य विवाह के दौरान यदि संतान की उत्पत्ति होती है तो उनका स्टेटस, लीगल स्टेटस क्या होगा। इन तमाम चीज़ों पर फोकस हमने पूर्व के लेक्चर में किया। आज हमारा टॉपिक है वाइडेबल मैरिजेस अंडर सेक्शन 12 ऑफ द हिंदू मैरिज एक्ट 1955। फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन कम्स बिफोर अस, मीनिंग ऑफ वाइडेबल मैरिज, या हाउ कैन वी असेस विच मैरिज टू बी वाइडेबल और वाइड। So definitely the act lays down four grounds. Hindu Marriage Act 1955 explain four grounds on which a Hindu marriage becomes voidable. Voidable marriage is not to be treated void, but after completion of marriage, if any party feel that something is cheated against him, then he can shoot file in the court, and if court think the reasonable grounds are available to declare the marriage voidable, then at the option of victim party, Hindu marriage may be declared voidable by the competent court. Therefore, the Act lays down four grounds on which a Hindu marriage becomes voidable: whether such marriage was solemnized before or after the commencement of the Act. इसका तात्पर्य है कि यदि हिंदू विवाह अधिनियम 1955 के पारित होने के पूर्व या पहले यदि विवाह संपन्न हुआ है हिंदू पक्षकारों के बीच, तब भी इस अधिनियम की धारा 12 के अनुसार उस विवाह को शून्य करने वाइडेबल शून्य करने विवाह के रूप में घोषित कराया जा सकता है। Therefore, it is very clear such a marriage may be annulled by a degree of nullity on application to the court by the spouse entitled to avoid the marriage. Therefore, we have to prove the grounds are available for reasonable proceedings. Therefore, the court will analyze the grounds are reasonable or not. According to section 12 of the Hindu Marriage Act 1955, the four grounds mentioned. First grounds, importancy. I think you know meaning of importancy. What is the meaning of importancy? That the marriage has not been consummated owing to the importance of the respondent. So if respondent is important, then definitely victim party may go into the court and file a suit against such defaulter person and may take a degree of voidable. Marriage may be to be declared voidable, and he and she is also entitled to take a degree of divorce against such person on the ground which have been prescribed under section 12 of the Hindu Marriage Act 1955. Importance refers to incapacity to consummate the marriage, just like incapacity to have marital intercourse, which is one of the object of every marriage. So if party is not competent to this purpose, so definitely section 12 of the act to be applied. The Supreme Court also observed that a person is impotent if his or her physical or mental condition makes consummations of the marriage a practical impossibility. Therefore, Digvijay Singh बनाम प्रताप कौर AIR 1970 Supreme Court 137. This case is also very landmark case to decide meaning of importance. So therefore, If one of them party is important, then other party may entitled to take advantage of Section 12 of the Hindu Marriage Act 1955. It is to be remembered that the petitioner's own infirmity is no ground for relief under Section 12. If petitioner is also defaulter, then he is not take advantage of this section of the Act. Therefore, such reliefs can be granted if the petitioner was not aware of his or her infirmity at the time of marriage, then section 12 of the act not to be applied. Importance refers to in section 12. Section 12 does not signify sterility or incapacity of consumptions. What is referred to is it incapability to have sexual intercourse. Further, it is not absolutely necessary that the incapacity to perform the act of coitus must be general, because a person may be generally capable of the act and yet he may be incapable it with a particular individual. It will be depend upon circumstances of the case and fact who is important or not. Therefore, it is not generally, it will be decided according to terms and condition of the fact. Second case, unsoundness of mind, mental disorder or insanity is also part of section 12 of the act. If one of them parties is unsoundness of mind or mental disorder, then other party may go into the court and take advantage of this section. As seen earlier, the consent to the marriage of either party should not be affected by unsoundness of mind, mental disorder, or insanity. Therefore, refer to the second condition of a valid Hindu marriage above. If this condition is not satisfied, the marriage is voidable at the option of other party. It means voidable marriage totally depend upon at the option of victim parties. Third ground, consent obtained by force or fraud. It is also reasonable ground of section 12. So if consent whether obtained by but consent obtained by force or fraud, that it is said it is not free consent. Therefore, the consent of the petitioner was obtained by force or fraud. As to the nature of the ceremony or as to any material fact or circumstances concerning the respondent, although a marriage under the act creates a relations and a and a status uh, consent obtained by force or fraud. Definitely, although a marriage under the act creates a relation and a status not imposed or defined by contract, it nevertheless does require the consent of the party. The absence of such free consent make the marriage voidable. It is very clear. If consent was not taken freely, if parties related to unsoundness of mind, mental disorder, yeah, in other words, we can say if one of them party is important, definitely all grounds are part of voidable marriage. And victim party may take advantage of section 12 of the Hindu Marriage Act 1956, and marriage may be declared voidable at the option of victim party. Thank you.